Good evening, everyone. We welcome you to tonight's game, coming from San Francisco, California, Kezar Stadium, USL Live. The California Victory is taking on the Puerto Rico Islanders in a matchup of teams that are charging down the straightaway here, trying to find themselves into the top 8 of the USL First Division, looking for a playoff opportunity. My name is Alan Vanook, and we will welcome you to our webcast this evening. Happy to have you with us. Joining me in the booth is John Mickelwright, and he will be sharing tonight's festivities with us. So welcome to tonight's game.
Hello, soccer fans.
We have a somewhat typical summer evening in San Francisco. Blue sky and sunshine if you're anywhere but in San Francisco itself. And here at Kezar Stadium, we have our evening overcast, a little bit of fog. We've had a good breeze, but it looks like the breeze is backing off a little bit. So, John, always unusual conditions for these teams when they come in on a nice summer day and play in San Francisco.
Yeah, my feeling about this team too is that I've seen some quite nice touch on the Victory. Some nice players who want to touch the ball around and look good and entertain. And I've always felt this is not the best conditions for those kind of players. It does seem to me that perhaps a little more straightforward European style soccer might be a little more successful in this weather. I played here years ago and remember it as playing on balmy nights, but since coming to the Victory, I haven't seen one balmy night yet. And the wind looks pretty strong to me, and the wind is a soccer killer.
Well, it was just 1 week ago tonight that the California Victory and the Puerto Rico Islanders matched up in Puerto Rico, and you can imagine that conditions were quite different.
Yeah, I bet it was a balmy night.
So a little bit of a home field advantage for the Victory because they're certainly accustomed to playing in this type of cool weather, and I think it's a little bit of a home field advantage when visiting teams come in and aren't necessarily prepared for the coolness of the San Francisco evenings.
Yeah, I haven't seen Puerto Rico play this season, but I would imagine that they're going to be another good touch team and want to entertain. So.
Well, the
Let's hope
Victory
the conditions allow it.
The Victory and Puerto Rico played to a 1-1 tie last Saturday. It was a very entertaining game. I believe that the Islanders had it going their way in the first half, and traditionally the Victory has been a strong second half team, and they rose to the occasion, pulled a 1-1 tie out of it. Puerto Rico at this point is really poised to move quickly up the ladder. They're sitting in 7th place right now on 26 points, but they're only one win out of 3rd place. So I know that they will be very motivated this evening to try and pull a win out of California, and should they do so, they have a real opportunity to move themselves up the table pretty quickly. The center of the table in the USL First Division is pretty tightly packed. Only a few points separating 3rd place from 7th place. So it's been a very, very competitive season in the USL, and I hope all of you out there have been taking advantage of USL Live. It's been a great opportunity for the league, and certainly for us as soccer fans to be able to go on to USL Live, not only watch the games live, but I really enjoy going and watching games that have been played and watching teams that are actually coming into San Francisco. So I hope all of you are enjoying it as much as I have.
And things are picking up here. We're off the bottom. We're moving up the league.
The Victory
Glenn must be very gratified.
The Victory has played extremely well over the last 2 weeks. They come into this game pretty much riding a success streak of 2 wins and 2 ties. And the team is feeling very confident. The irony is that there has been some turnover in the roster. We'll be seeing some new faces tonight that we'll be discussing. But regardless of that turnover, the players have really risen to the occasion, came off a very, very satisfying win this week in Minnesota, 2-1. And so they know they match up well. Both of these teams match up well against each other, and I think we're going to see a very entertaining game. So, folks, we're getting very close to game time. Teams are coming out onto the field with the referees, and we're going to have shortly our national anthems. Our center ref today is Fernando Galvin. His assistant referees are Albert Montalvo and Mike Campernert. And our fourth official on the sideline tonight is Andrew Hanks. And the teams are heading out to the center circle, Puerto Rico in their bright orange jerseys, and the Victory in their traditional home jerseys, the blue and white stripe with the blue shorts and the white socks.
It's kind of a snazzy tangerine there, isn't it?
Yes, it's very nice. So certainly representative of the island of Puerto Rico. I would say one of the players on Puerto Rico that certainly stands out to me that I'm impressed when I'm looking at their stat sheet is their starting goalie, Saunders. He has played every minute of every game this year. Very solid in goal. This is their 19th game, but he's got a 1.22 goals against average. This is a team that doesn't give up a lot of goals, and he has certainly been the foundation of this Puerto Rico defense and goal.
Fairly tall team too, Puerto Rico, surprising me a little bit.
They do look like they have size.
Looks like they've got some big lads out there.
And Puerto Rico obviously has some fans in attendance here. We're hearing their share of cheers for their announcement of their starting lineup.
Okay, yes, thank you, Matt.
Well, Puerto Rico has, with the exception of that one victory game a week ago, has really been scoring goals over the month of July. On the 13th, they had a 3-1 victory over Charleston Battery, came back 2 days later with another 4-3 victory. They had the 1-1 tie against the California Victory, and then their most recent game on Sunday was a 3-1 win against the Carolina Railhawks. So in the last 4 games, this Puerto Rico team has scored 11 goals, and the Victory will certainly have their hands cut out for them again tonight, because traditionally the USL First Division is not a big scoring league, and to see a team consistently back-to-back be able to score 3 and 4 goals a game is very impressive, and certainly they have a lot of confidence coming into tonight's game.
Interesting that Josh Hansen is no longer with the Victory. I don't know if you know anything about it.
I do.
Was he family issues or whatever?
No, Josh Hansen was actually has been released by the Victory and allowed to sign with the Vancouver Whitecaps, and so he is now a member of the Vancouver Whitecap roster, and certainly the Victory was very sad to part with Josh. The number 1 scorer for the Victory had started every game this season, so they will certainly be missing his presence up top, but the team certainly wishes Josh all the best in Vancouver. And interestingly enough, that's a team that's poised again to sitting near the top of the table and looking toward the playoffs. So Josh will certainly have an awesome opportunity up in Vancouver, and we wish him the best.
Josh jumped up 10 places there.
Yes, he did. Coming onto the field here is the Washington High School color guard from our local high school here in San Francisco. They are also being escorted out by their drum corps. We would like to extend a very big thank you to the color guard and drum corps from Washington High School.
Please remain standing for the playing of the national anthem by Puerto Rico and the United States.
Any others?
And now the American national anthem here coming up.
The importance of ceremony, but teams coming over to San Francisco might be well advised to keep their warm-ups on till the first whistle goes.
Well, if they were warmed from their pregame workout, they may not be as warmed up anymore, because you're right, standing out on the field with that breeze, it's probably in the low to mid 50s right now. Will certainly cool you off quickly. So we're going to have the California Victory moving from our right to left in their home uniforms, and we have the Puerto Rico Islanders moving from left to right in their bright orange uniforms. Starting in goal, as we had discussed, is Josh Saunders, playing defense number 33 for the Islanders, Jay Needham. Number 4, also playing defense, Marco Valise. Number 2 on defense, Lars Lyson. And we have number 7, Miranda. Moving to the midfield, we have number 3, Alejandro Gonzalez. Number 10, Peter Villegas. And number 5, Noah Delgado. And up top for Puerto Rico tonight, Ty Itino. number 14, and number 11, Fabrice Noel. And for the California Victory, in goal, very solid, really at the top of his game these days, Eric Reed goalkeeping. In the back, number 26, Michael Randolph. We have Chris Schwartz, number 6 in the middle, and number 5, Hugo Casillas on the left. Moving to the midfield, on the left side, Ricardo Sanchez, number 13. We have Mike Munoz, number 10. Jose Ortiz, number 15. Also in the midfield, Federico Bianchi, number 23. And number 17, Josh Tudela. And starting up top tonight, we have Yuri Morales coming off an awesome game in Minnesota where he scored both goals, number 16. And playing up top for the first time, at least starting for the first time, is number 7, Chuck Kim. And Chuck brings a lot of speed to the team and to the game. And so we're looking forward to seeing that combination up top, which is not a combination that we've seen. And there's the start of the game. It's about 7:12 here in San Francisco. Ball played out to Sanchez, back to Casillas, and over to Ortiz. Upended there, Munoz by number 14 for Puerto Rico. It's always important, John, for these teams to get off to a good start. Early in the season, the Victory fought giving up those early easy goals and coming from behind. So I know these teams always trying to come out strong early on to sort of set the pace.
Well, it's a nice bright start by the Victory. Nice good possession. Calm, positive.
There's a whistle on Casillas there.
We need to see some of these defenders attack this ball now. It's been a little lacking in previous games.
Eric Reed in goal directing. There's a two-man wall out here up top, Munoz and Sanchez. There's a nice ball into the box, a little bit deep. Header on it, but wide to the right there. Not too much consideration for Eric Reed.
And again, free kicks in this kind of win can go either way. It can be hard to pinpoint someone, but at the same time it can be hard for defenders to also see that swerve and veering and whatever.
And I think that's something that also visiting teams have to become a little bit accustomed to, because the wind here does sort of pick up and die down at will, and takes a little bit of adjustment depending on the direction that you're going. But battle here on that goal kick, and they're in the midfield. They're trying to put a ball over the top there, but Reed comes out and picks it off. Ball still in bounds. Stripped by the Victory. Turn from Mike Munoz. He's looking for Bianchi out on the right side, trying to get past his defender. Shoulder to shoulder there, and referee's calling a little bit of physical play on the right side. Going to give the Victory a free kick over there.
Really unnecessary retaliation there so early in the game for very little.
Played back to Schwartz and now over to Randolph. Randolph is relatively new to the team, on loan from the LA Galaxy, has been with the team now for a couple of weeks, and looks to be a strong presence. A little bit of a surprise shot there by Villegas. Wide left, had a good look at the goal, put a nice ball on goal, but a little bit wide. I think Eric Reed was very relieved to see that ball go wide, because I think that caught everybody off guard a little bit. We have a replay coming up on that last hit. You can see Villegas just gets around, and nice shot on goal there. Good hustle to get to that ball, and as you had indicated earlier, John, it does look like Puerto Rico has a bit of a height advantage on the Victory when you look at some of the players matched up one-on-one.
Yeah, and I've seen some vulnerability with the Victory over previous weeks with these balls going into the box at either end. I'd like to see a little more aggression towards that ball.
Quick start here by
balls.
the Victory. Tadella trying to put a ball over the top to Kim, but called offside, and Saunders comes out with it, looking for a quick restart, but now he's going to let everybody get organized.
Another aspect of 3-5-2 is that it should be 5-3-2 when you're defended, but I rarely see that with the Victory. I want to see that a little more. People coming back, start from a solid base of defense.
Randolph trying to put a ball up on top there. Ball stays in. It kind of stuck in the grass a little bit. This is a nice grass surface. It doesn't run very fast. Coming out wide here by the Puerto Rico. Nice touch around a charging Sanchez. There's a touch out. A little bit too long. Out wide here. Quick throw in. Schwartz swings it across the middle there to Randolph on the far side, who actually has very good ball control, and been very impressed with Randolph's ball control. Big clearing kick from Reed out here. Ricardo's on the run. Sanchez going one-on-one here. Got Bianchi cut to the right. Couldn't quite get it to him. Still has control of it. Got the nice bounce. Trying to quick ball to Morales, but stripped in the middle there by number 4 from Puerto Rico, Belize. There's Tadella. Playing the ball back. Here's Ortiz.
I think for this half hour I'd really like to see a lot more possession from the Victory. They're playing not bad with possession, but you need to. The wind's in their faces, and they need to establish some rhythm.
Well, they've been able to keep it in this half for a few minutes now here. Some good possession.
Yeah, looking good.
Can't seem to quite get the build-up. Puerto Rico's getting men behind the ball here. Sanchez working with it over to Morales. Looking for a gap there. There was Munoz trying to play the ball, quick ball back to Bianchi, but Puerto Rico picks it off. A nice clearing ball out there. Belize going out wide. Puerto Rico's running.
But here's another example, Alan. Look, with the attack going in, there's still just three men at the back. People are not getting back quick enough.
And if you play too long, you'll get burned on that. So you definitely have to get your defense back quickly. And as we've stated, Puerto Rico is a team that can score. Scored 11 goals in their last 4 games. So they like to run. You give them some room, and they'll get numbers forward quickly. Ortiz trying to pick out Kim. Kim was going inside. Ortiz thought he was cutting outside, so a throw in on the far side from Puerto Rico.
Well, not only did they get some numbers going forward in that last attack, but they had plenty of space in the box as well. Can't happen.
Well, the Victory, because of their transition in their roster here, they have 3 guys playing in the back who have played back there, but not started together, and that's Randolph on the right, Schwartz in the middle, and Hugo Casillas on the left. It is a challenge in your 21st game to be playing with 3 in the back, with 3 people that are not necessarily overly familiar with each other.
Well, especially if you've been playing a regular fullback position, it's a very different position to play 3 at the back and be a fullback. You're not just doing that flank. You're inside. You're in the middle.
Throw in from Randolph. Back. Big clearing kick. Couldn't keep that one in bounds, and throw in for Puerto Rico. Schwartz steps in front. Looked like that may have been a quick offside there, but the ball's played quickly. Sanchez looking inside here.
Someone needed to be down that flank there to keep that ball moving forward, but wasn't.
No overlap.
Sanchez had to go back inside.
There's Randolph back heel here to Munoz.
Nice touch.
Yep.
It's nice to see when it comes off. As I say, the wind can kill a lot of that.
Munoz still working the ball there off on Puerto Rico, so showing good control from Mike Munoz there, number 10. Mike had some injuries early in the season, but is basically back to form here and a big contributor for the victory. They play well when Mike is playing well. Puerto Rico on the run here, wide. Number 10 shooting it across the middle there, but Puerto Rico a couple of steps too late. Quick transition here from the victory.
Some nice patterns there from Puerto Rico. Disappointing ending, but
Munoz with the ball here back to Tudela. Looking to pick out Bianchi in the middle there. A little bit long. Saunders, easy ball right to the goalie. As you'd indicated earlier, John, these are two teams that sort of like to run and gun a little bit, pass that ball, keep it moving. So we've got a very active game here in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's lively, and I'm gratified to see the victory trying to keep some possession and move forward with numbers and structure. And as I say, it's a little difficult sometimes in these conditions, but it's good to see them trying to do that.
Well, we have a corner, first corner of the game coming up for Puerto Rico here. With their height, I'm sure they're always dangerous on the corner. Nice ball, a little bit too long.
Nice technique there. The outside of his foot swerving it inside.
Unusual to see an offside there, but that's what the side ref called. Offside on the Puerto Rico team. Eric Reed looking to clear that ball. Short kick out to Schwartz, who up the middle to Ortiz, who's turned. Swings it out wide there to Randolph. Puerto Rico steps in nicely there. And now they're away. Very nice. Yeah, very nicely done. The victory certainly had numbers back, but Puerto Rico looked very confident going to goal there off a victory player, off of Chris Schwartz, and another corner here for Puerto Rico.
Yeah, a little rush of blood by Randolph on the right flank there, left him in the lurch a little bit.
Number 11 for Puerto Rico, Noel in the middle there with Mike Munoz. There's another swerving ball, a little long over the top, but it certainly had a nice curve to it. I'm sure he's going to find his range at some point.
Yeah, good technique, but it's hard to get that range with swirling winds. So, but you keep plugging. It's a nice ball in.
California Victory comes into this game having played more games tonight than any other team in the league at 21. So they've got 7 games remaining on their season. Victory caught a break there because it was looking a little bit dicey with Chris Schwartz, but Puerto Rico called for an offside, and that could have been very dangerous.
Something else I'm not too happy seeing is playing the ball out when you've only got 3 men at the back, playing it out to someone who's already under some pressure. I'd like to see him a little more conservative at the back. Send that ball upfield.
Ref's not happy with that restart there. Pulled the ball back, but here's Casillas.
Yeah, play him. He's got the depth.
Yeah, working around the back there, swinging it out right now from Schwartz to Randolph. And as you indicated, John, it's always a bit of a gamble working it out from the back with a handful of guys. You lose that ball and there's no support there.
Well, Randolph's obviously got some nice skills, but he's quite confident to use them. But I think he needs to be a little more circumspect and not leave his fellow defenders caught at the back. If there's someone in front of you playing, give him the ball.
Victory working the ball around on the Puerto Rico half. Out again wide to Randolph, trying to pick someone out of the middle, but easily picked off by Puerto Rico. Victory still has possession. Ref's calling a foul here on Puerto Rico. Going to give the Victory probably their best opportunity of the night here.
Good spot for a free kick if the wind was behind you. Maybe a little long with the wind against you.
Ricardo Sanchez normally takes these free kicks. He has a very powerful left foot, and typically likes to go to goal in this situation. So
it'll be interesting to see if he does in this, because that's a good 35 yards out there.
Ref backing the wall up here to get the appropriate 10 yards. Well, he was certainly looking at goal, but not a traditional Sanchez shot. Sort of skied that one over the goal. Not a lot of power behind it. Not a threatening shot at all. So.
Yeah, I'd like to see some other option there. You have to kind of overcompensate for the wind, and in those kind of technique for that kind of free kick, it's got to be really precise. It's got to be up and down and curving. And
Saunders with a deep ball here into the Victory half of the field, battling on the far side. Randolph to Schwartz, back to the middle to Munoz. Munoz plays a pivotal role there in the middle. Oh, awesome save.
Again, Reed is there. Excellent goalie.
Definitely. Reed saved that goal. It was turned over by the Victory. Puerto Rico jumped on it quickly. One-on-one with the goal. Reed went sliding down, deflected it, and Puerto Rico couldn't get the ball back on goal. But again, Reed saved the goal right there with his athleticism. Puerto Rico here getting another excellent opportunity. Cut inside, no one went with him, and then he lost possession of the ball inside the box there. But again, you can see, John, we have a replay coming up here on that Eric Reed save. Nice save there, and then just
Randolph coming across very quickly to cover up.
Good speed there.
But even the following play, even though there was men in the box for the Victory, they were caught napping. There were three guys, and they were split very easily.
Well, Puerto Rico certainly has a nose for that goal, and you get them inside, and they go to goal. And you're right, Victory was a little bit slow to react, and they got very fortunate there that Puerto Rico lost possession of that.
You can see there with Sanchez just trying to chop that ball into the space as the player runs onto it. Very difficult in this wind.
And then here's the replay on that second shot, our second attempt here. Cut inside, and he was looking to line it up and just lost possession of that.
Very good ball. Should have done better with that.
Two awesome opportunities. There's a forearm in the back from number 10, Villegas. Sort of boiled over there, Hugo Casillas. No cards from the ref, but that was a rather obvious push in the back. Again, the ball to Randolph, working around the back, over to Casillas here. He's trying to pick out Morales in the middle, but easily picked off. Number 10, Puerto Rico, playing it back to Needham there. Puerto Rico trying to put a ball over the top, but Reed makes the sprint out.
That was a good example there, Alan. Randolph had come inside, as he should there, and be one of those three men at the back, but the wide man hadn't come back to fill in that fullback position. So they were vulnerable down that side.
You can see the wind grab that strong kick there. It just sort of died as if it were hitting a wall there in the middle of the field. Refs calling another foul on Puerto Rico. I would say the Victory has seemed to have had the best of the early possession here, but Puerto Rico has certainly had some excellent opportunities to score. So Victory can't quite get the goal-scoring opportunities here. We got number 11, another offside from Puerto Rico. Victory caught another break because that was
nice to see a replay of that.
that was well done by the Puerto Rico Islanders and almost sprung Noel one-on-one with the goal. I think they might have been
a little robbed there.
Nice back heel from Sanchez to Casillas. But you can see Puerto Rico very quick transition, and they love to go to goal. We'll have a replay coming up here on that offside. Not the best angle, but it looked like he had hesitated, and if he was offside, which it was certainly called to the benefit of the Victory, it wasn't by more than a half a step. Throw in from the Victory on the near side here to Casillas to Munoz, muscled off the ball by number 14. Looking for some help. Puerto Rico trying to put some numbers in the box here. He's putting a nice ball across the middle, but a little too deep.
Nice touch by the big man there, Etienne.
And another offside on Puerto Rico.
So he's claiming the player off the field. He's playing him onside, but he was clearly off the field. He's only just rolled onto the field. But that seems to be the Victory's issue for me. Good skills through the middle. I think they should be a little more patient through the middle and go through the middle, because that seems to be where their strength is. It's at either end of the box, either end of the park that they seem to fall down a little.
Well, the California Victory has a man down in the box, and that looks like Hugo Casillas, number 5. Trainer's not onto the field yet, so he may be able to walk this one off.
Well, they've got the excellent Aguilar on reserve here, so on the bench, so he could come in and Randolph so far looks like he's very, very useful with his left foot, so perhaps he could switch to the other side. But Casillas seems okay now.
Ball out to Casillas. Still working it in the back here with Schwartz. Finds Morales in the middle here, came back for it, but...
See, I'd like to see some more balls from that fullback position chopped down the flank, but again, into the wind, it's kind of difficult, so you've got to have a lot of good movement from your team so you can go through the middle.
Puerto Rico working a 1-2 there, but Randolph saw it come and picked that ball up. Ooh, big spill there on, I believe that was Tudela.
Nice.
But Victory's on the run here.
Nice.
Working it nicely.
Nice, better, much better.
There's
sharp,
Morales sending
accurate.
it out wide to Sanchez. One-on-one with Needham. Wow, Ortiz ran into a wall there, but right in front of the ref, and he didn't feel it was a foul. Let the play continue, and Reed came out of his box and picked off that long ball. But
good heads up again by Reed, very sharp. Almost looks like he could do a little more height, but doesn't seem to worry him. Certainly doesn't worry the team. Very sharp goalie, very quick, very strong.
Great anticipation, and that serves him well. Deep ball in here to Puerto Rico. They're trying to spin on Randolph, a back heel. Taking it to the line, big ball over the top there. Kind of a skied that one. Out of bounds. That'll be a goal kick for the Victory.
It's one of those circumstances where it can benefit either team, those crosses. It's hard to judge for the defense and the attack. And for Reed in that case.
And I do think, John, as you had indicated earlier, it tends to be a bit of advantage when you have that wind at your back. So I think the Victory is hoping they can hold Puerto Rico off this first half and see what they can do when the wind is in their favor.
It's more of a psychological advantage, I think, sometimes to feel the wind at your back. You don't feel you're pushing into some extra force, but sometimes the wind at the back can devastate your touch just as much as it is if it's in front of you.
Miranda picked that ball off nicely, stepping in front of Kim. They're battling on that far side there, but refs calling the ball in favor of Puerto Rico. Wants another restart here. Didn't like the fact that the ball had not come to a complete stop, so they're going to re-kick that. We can see the fog rolling in a little bit now. It's gonna get colder as the night progresses here. So we started off cool, and we're going to get cooler as the night goes. There's a ball in the middle. Puerto Rico gets a head on it, but doesn't go anywhere. Randolph picks it off. Can't clear it. Still in the Victory end. Bit of a scrum for it, but again turned over. Puerto Rico trying to put some men through, but Victory stepped in the way. Here's Kim with the ball, and you can see some of his speed on the ball. He's looking for some help. Swings it out wide here to Sanchez. Beautiful ball.
Good ball, yeah. That's the way to try and use this width.
We got Tudela overlap here. He's going to put a nice foot on it. Cutting it across there. Oh, very nicely done. There's Munoz. Oh, awesome. Awesome shot there. So the Victory showed some real life and some awesome ball control. Cut the ball across from Tudela, bounced around, and then had
very
a ball.
good attack from the Victory. Very good indeed. Good switch of the play to the other side. Great overlap by Tudela, and a very good cross from him.
We have the replay coming up. Certainly the best opportunity of the night for the Victory at about the 22nd minute. You can see Sanchez, nice flick over to Tudela, who cuts it back across. Little bounce out. That was actually Chuck Kim there who took that shot on goal.
Nice to see Sanchez and Tudela getting into some rhythm with each other there. Sanchez took them inside very well, gave the space down the flank, and Tudela saw it and went.
Foul here in the middle of the field against the Victory. Puerto Rico going to work it out of the back here. Ooh, there's a collision. Reed's, again, Eric Reed being very physical. And I think the Puerto Rico player is going to pay the price on that one because there was a strong collision. And Eric Reed is a very strong goalie. Certainly not a tall goalie, but very physical.
He shows himself very well, this Eric Reed. I tell you, that was he got clobbered by the big centre forward there. Look, and still came back and still went in, and still got back up on his feet for that replay and grabbed the ball. Excellent stuff.
Eric is certainly showing himself to be one of the top goalies in the USL First Division this year, and game after game makes spectacular plays. So there was definitely a collision, 50-50 ball. Neither player backed away, and looked like
bigger Atieno on his back there.
Yeah,
even
looked
though
like
he was the one doing the thumping.
May have got a knee to the thigh, but he didn't go down right away. But so I don't think it's overly serious. But he certainly paid the price on that collision there.
He might be a little winded too. A few stars going around. No, I'm very impressed with this Reed, the goalie. Very good indeed. Very strong.
Trainer will take him off the field here near the goal, and he'll walk it off. And I'm sure we'll see him back in shortly. Ball back to Reed. So for the moment, Puerto Rico playing a man down. I'm sure the coach is a little bit tense that they have one man down while their forward is sort of stretching it out there near the goal. See if the Victory can take advantage of this one man up.
Yes.
Working it around here. There's Ortiz pulling it down in the middle here, trying to find some space to turn. Over to Tudela, but
Ortiz, tight, but it paid off.
Yeah, still has possession here.
Yeah.
Ortiz, nice strong player. Spent most of last season in the MLS.
Oh, good ball.
Excellent ball to Bianchi up top. They're now fighting for it at the end line there. Shielded well by Puerto Rico and allowed that ball to roll out. Puerto Rico is going to get their player back in. He's jogging in from the sideline here. Atieno, number 14, back in the game after that bump with collision with the goalie, Eric Reed. Big, strong kick from Saunders, and you can see how that ball carries when it's going across the field. The wind took that about 3/4 of the way. Puerto Rico playing it out. Here's a streaking Needham putting the ball back to the middle, but Eric Reed again up.
Again, excellently handled.
Skied
Swirling,
for that
curving ball coming over. Reed took it with no problem.
Stuck to his fingers like glue. Really went up and picked it right out of the air. Saw it all
the crowd
the way.
should respond to him. Excellent.
You'll see a replay on that kick, and you'll see Eric Reed go up very high. There you go. Nicely done. Eric has displayed a couple of awesome saves here. Morales fighting for this ball. Chucky Kim's trying to cross it back to the middle. And the Victory will get their first corner kick of the evening here. Eric Reed is a crowd favorite, and they certainly appreciate his hard work, and when Eric steps up in goal, the fans acknowledge it. So the Victory's got their first corner of the evening. We'll see what they can do with it.
Well, let's see if there's some real aggression for this ball now.
You got Chris Schwartz streaking in the middle. And just a little bit over him. Saunders very confidently stepped in there and picked it up, but a nice ball into the middle.
Well held by the goalkeeper. Two good goalies here tonight. I'm quite gratified with the Victory tonight, though. I think the wind in their faces, and they're keeping good possession. I think if they can keep this up and not just get a little calmer at the back, a little more depth perhaps, and it bodes well for the second half when they'll have the wind behind them.
Randolph here showing some really excellent speed in the back there to find himself some space, but picked off by Needham nicely. Nice header.
A good left foot from Randolph too. It makes me think that might be his stronger foot.
Bianchi here going one-on-one. Yeah, it was nicely done by Randolph.
Yeah, he looks like a good addition, Randolph. A little hasty at the beginning of the game, but maybe trying to establish himself. And
Bianchi with the ball, looking for some help, and there's Morales streaking. Nice ball across the middle. Oh, looking for a Victory player, hoping somebody could run up on that one, but not to be. Puerto Rico wins possession. Now they're trying to move it out of the midfield here. Looking for some help. Ortiz picks that one off easily.
They've been doing this on the training field perhaps. Some of these crosses are not going high across the box. They're all cut back.
Chuck Kim picking out Bianchi there in the middle. Puerto Rico closing him down on defense here. Delgado fighting for the ball, winning it. Trying to send the ball down the left side. There's Randolph off and sprinting. He's got that one easily, plays it back to Reed. Eric puts the ball back toward the midfield here. Chucky Kim going up for it. And Ortiz wins possession to Morales, back to Ortiz, and they're going to swing it out wide to Sanchez. We're at the 30-minute mark. And again, a tightly contested game. Puerto Rico's had some good opportunities, thwarted mostly by Eric Reed. The Victory had a couple of chances, but good action. Both teams showing good energy so early, and but no score.
Great ball there by Schwarzer. Again into the wind, but found his man very well. Good long ball out to the flanks.
And here's Hugo Casillas on the left side here, trying to put a ball nicely down the side to Sanchez. Held it up a little bit, looking for support. Oh, he
hoping to take the goalie by surprise there. he didn't, but it was a hell of a good dig.
Yes, it was, and it only cleared that bar by maybe about a foot. But nicely struck, and that's the left foot that we're accustomed to seeing.
Interesting to see that left foot with the wind behind him.
Victory always gets a very strong vocal turnout from its 1906 supporters. We always enjoy seeing them here. They bring a lot of energy and volume to the game, so we certainly appreciate the 1906 group supporting the Victory. Puerto Rico working it around the back here now. The Lees with it. Trying to put the ball, pick out. Got picked off here by the Victory. Munoz with it. Looking for some space. Over to Chuck Kim.
Nice move.
Nicely done.
Great dummy by Kim there. Sent him completely the wrong way.
Nice ball across the middle, but no Victory player there. Both teams showing some real moments here. Collision in the midfield. Ref feeling that the Victory had the advantage in position, gave him the free ball. They've moved it out quickly here. Sanchez working it, swinging it wide to Morales. Cutting it back here. Here's Ortiz in the middle. Quick pass over to Munoz, swinging it over to Randolph. Getting some good touches. Here's Randolph showing his speed.
Left foot.
Oh, nicely struck by Randolph, coming all the way from his position in the back. And he's got
good lively addition, Randolph, isn't he?
Doesn't look like your traditional defender, does it? Some nice moves there, some very quick speed, and not afraid to take that shot with his left foot. So obviously his favored foot. But that was a nice shot on goal. Puerto Rico has it now in the Victory end here. Needham shuts it down. Playing it back All the way back to the goalie here. Puerto Rico trying to readjust. There's a deep ball trying to get over the top. Eric Reed playing up near the line there, easily able to pick that ball up. Chris Schwartz let it run. Throws it out wide to Randolph again, trying to put a ball down the line. There's Bianchi. Munoz gets his foot on it. Couldn't control it, and Puerto Rico's trying to transition here. There's a fight for it. Bounce out to Randolph, and he's looking to pick out Morales going down the middle there, but just picked off. Delgado trying to put a ball over the top.
Oh.
And
well missed by the linesman there, looked well off.
Eric Reed throws a ball out wide to Chuck Kim. Gets upended, and it looks like our first card of the night on Delgado. Looks like he came in with his
2 feet maybe.
Yeah. So that'll be our first yellow card here at the 34th minute.
Warmed the crowd up a little bit.
Right in front of them, so they got a good view of it. Number 5 for Puerto Rico. Chris Schwartz with it, back and forth with Hugo Casillas over to Ricardo Sanchez, trying to turn it quickly, but picked off by Puerto Rico. There's an offside call. You can see why Puerto Rico has scored some goals, because they toe that line in the back, and I'm sure when their timing's on and they get those breakaways that they can score some goals, but that's probably about, the 5th or 6th offside against Puerto Rico.
You can also see, Alan, those two strikers seem to be going quite orthodoxly through the middle, and the outside men of that back three are not clipping inside, so it leaves Schwartz with a man on with an opponent on either side of him.
There's Bianchi cutting it across the middle there, a little bit outside of the 6-yard box there. Didn't prove to be too much danger for the goalie there. The Victory players having to come back to head that ball. There's another long kick from Saunders, almost the
there. Now we're in good
field.
formation. The two outside men taking the two strikers, and Schwartz, a free man, able to give some depth and just deal with the long through ball.
Here's a ball over the top, but died a little bit. Headed down by Needham to Belize, back to Saunders, who's going to put it up again over the top. There's a challenge for it, but again all the way to Eric Reed. So certainly win aided. Headed left to right here. Chris Schwartz trying to put a ball through. But again, this is not the style of the Victory to put a ball over the top, and I don't think Puerto Rico. Both teams seem to have more effectiveness when they're working the ball on the ground.
Well, I wouldn't mind seeing a few more longer balls from the back, just to keep it a little more conservative back there. But at the same time, Ortiz is an excellent hub of a wheel, and it's good for me. Retiz, sorry, and it's gratifying for me to see him try and go through Retiz. Moves the ball well, good control, calm player, nice presence, nice composure, and some skill. Offside again.
There's another offside on Puerto Rico.
But Reed out well, watching it very carefully. Very impressed with this guy. Hope I don't put the commentator's curse on him.
He's been very solid all season, and he's really playing at the top of his game. Here's Casillas trying to find Retiz there. Just couldn't get it over the top. Needham's got the ball, looking for a through ball as well. The linesman is all over these offsides here, and Puerto Rico.
He's right there, but I tell you, that looked another one that could have easily been a little steal from Puerto Rico. This is one of the hardest things, it seems, in football now, to get this offside right. I mean, the general rule is that you have to be, if you're level, you're not offside, but it's usually the advantage given to the defender.
Good pressure by the Victory here, trying to pick that ball off.
I think football all over the world has really got to do something about this with the... it's a very difficult thing to judge offside. You've got to be looking when the ball's kicked and where the man is at that moment. And it's so you almost like got to have sort of chameleon eyes or something. But nevertheless, there seems to be there's got to be something done about this, because it's taken a lot of the action out of the game, a lot of the goals away from the game.
Well, it certainly is extremely controversial. And with the speed and the athleticism of players today, it's a matter of a quarter of a step or a half a step, and it's very difficult for a linesman to, as you said, identify the moment that the ball is struck.
Played on there, but again, Reed, great sweeper.
Ball squeezed through there. Casillas couldn't shut that down, and Eric Reed decided, hey, I got to come and clear this ball so we can regroup and reorganize. So a throw in for Puerto Rico in the Victory end of the field here. There's a big ball swung across, but too deep.
And there's a good example. When the wind's behind your back, it's not always beneficial. That wasn't a bad ball. Good curve.
I believe that was
quite accurate, but the wind just took it on that extra 5 yards.
Miranda that tried to squeeze that ball in there, but you're right, the wind sort of got under that one and definitely took it. Eric considering the short ball out, but now he's going to go for the long clearing kick here. Should make it out to midfield. That ball looked like it was on a yo-yo. Barely got about a third of the way up the field there, and it just hit that wind and died quickly.
Again, it's hard to judge, but he might want to adjust his technique so he sends a lower trajectory, because he's just playing right into the wind with those balls. He's got the power.
Victory called for a foul here. This is going to be an excellent opportunity for Puerto Rico. Again, they're going to line up here, and we'll probably see a nice ball across the middle. So very dangerous for the Victory right now. Puerto Rico in an excellent goal-scoring opportunity here. A lot of jockeying for position. The referee's got his eye on the line there, making sure there's no holding. Ball's in, and there's a header.
And there it is again, unmarked in the box. Very good ball in.
Beautiful ball in. Puerto Rico first to it.
And this time the Victory had every man back except one back in the box. And still a man is let to go free there. Too bad. I was just thinking only 5 more minutes, and then the wind's at the back of the Victory. Playing quite well, moving the ball forward.
And we're going to see a replay here. Nice ball across the middle.
But totally unmarked.
Oh.
Totally unmarked.
Perfect header. I believe that was Needham. And I believe that was Needham. And again, as you indicated, John, Victory within 5 minutes of going into the half, and just were not active. Yellow card on Hugo Casillas here. Hugo unhappy, having a discussion with the referee, but the yellow card is out. That's the first yellow for the California Victory this evening on Hugo Casillas, number 5. Puerto Rico will have another free kick from a bit farther out, but they certainly proved dangerous on that last one. So we now have Puerto Rico up 1-0 on that header in the 40th minute. Caught Eric Reed flat-footed. Really not much he could do about that.
No, I was just thinking maybe Eric Reed should be a little more aggressive, seeing as how this defence does not handle those balls very well. They do not attack that ball. But it's not his fault at all. No chance with that.
So the Victory definitely has its work cut out for them now that they're a goal down. A few minutes left in this first half. Very well played game, very entertaining game, but Victory could not hold Puerto Rico off the scoreboard there. Here's Ortiz in the middle, working at wide to Hugo Casillas, over to Ricardo Sanchez. Hugo making that
Casillas,
making that overlap.
Too bad.
Great energy, but they didn't quite see him, pick him out. Eric Reed.
Again, Eric to the rescue.
Very quick on that ball. Bianchi and Needham going shoulder to shoulder for that ball, and
but perhaps a little early. If
ref
he was a little
calling
closer to the ball, perhaps he would have got away with it. But
Ref calling it against the Victory. Needham going to take this free kick here. A little bit out high. Oh, Puerto Rico trying to turn. Referee wasn't buying that slip there. Handball. He's calling on Bianchi here.
Again, the men unmarked in the box.
Well, the Victory
can't be done. Must not be done.
Giving up some excellent opportunities here to Puerto Rico. And this could be a very dangerous ball here, probably about 30 yards out, almost center of the field. I would imagine we're going to see a shot on goal, and nice driving shot, but fortunately for the Victory over the crossbar.
The confidence of the wind at your back. 35-yard effort.
Well, the Victory's going to need to score some goals here. Get back at least one to get back into this game. You don't like to go in at halftime as the home team down 1-0, but again, Puerto Rico making the most of their opportunities. Victory seems to have lost a little bit of momentum here toward the end of the first half.
Yeah, they got a little more ragged after the goal, as happens, but.
We're at the 45-minute mark, and the center has indicated 1 minute of stoppage time here.
Good defense there by Randall. Probably been done better to hook that ball away, but he obviously got good confidence in Reed.
And Puerto Rico showing good speed, and they really pressure that ball up top. Victory having a difficult time just clearing this ball, gaining possession, getting some momentum. Puerto Rico working it nicely, swinging out wide to Needham here. Calling for the ball up top, hoping for a high ball, but Chuck Kim steps up. There's Bianchi trying to get a foot on it. Playing the ball back and then over the top again. Reed able to easily pick that ball off. Well played first half here. Good energy from both teams. Two athletic teams. Puerto Rico, I would say, has the advantage on opportunities and shots on goal. The referee has blown the halftime whistle. Both teams are headed to the locker room.
Well, I think I'm clear, Alan, that I'm not too happy with a 3-5-2 formation. It doesn't go to 5-3-2 enough when the other team is attacking. There's not enough balls into the box that you would expect from having two flankers constantly receiving the ball. I'd like to see perhaps the ball just put into the box from the flanks rather than trying to go by the man. Just keep it a little simpler, but all the advantages that I think of 3-5-2 are not apparent with the Victory. And I would also feel that someone like Schwarzer would probably have a lot more confidence if he had a libero, a free man behind him,
right.
Some sort of sweeper. Reed does the job, but it's not up to Reed. And I think that's one of the reasons why we have less opportunities up front, because most other teams play two centre-backs, 4 at the back.
Well, I'm sure that Coach Glenn Van Stratum for the Victory will have a lot to discuss at halftime. And see if they can sort this out. They will have the wind advantage in the second half, and see if they can get this goal back.
And it's a strong advantage too. That's an extra man almost, have that strong wind at your back. So, and only one down 1 goal. So,
and if there is a characteristic of the California Victory, they, from their very early preseason games, have always been a second half team. So
yeah, they don't give up.
I would expect to see a goal here from the Victory in the second half to at least equalize. And the question is, Puerto Rico's not a team that you can easily hold to 1 goal, so they're certainly going to have their challenges. Well, we are at halftime here from Kezar Stadium in San Francisco. The Puerto Rico Islanders take a 1-0 advantage into the locker room over the California Victory. We're happy to have you with us. We will pause for halftime, and we will see you shortly.
in the rear parking lot by the pavilion that is blocking an accessway. The license number of the vehicle is 5YEG613. It is by the storage bins next to the pavilion. He's our staff would like someone who owns that vehicle to remove it, or unfortunately it will be towed. Thank you. both teams are about ready to return to the field from the locker area. Can we have all the youngsters please clear the field? Thank you. As part of our portable goal giveaway tonight, we would like the following three youngsters to come down by the Victory's team bench. Will Slaughterback, Eloy Ruiz, and Alexandra Hernandez. You are three winners tonight as part of our portable giveaway. If you would come down to the track level, and you'll be greeted in a few minutes to get your portable goal. Congratulations to Will Slaughterback, who plays with the ancient Jaguars in San Francisco, to Alexandra Hernandez from the Livermore Terminators, and to Eloy Ruiz from Puerto Rico, who plays on the Islander youth team. They're our winners tonight of the Portable Bowl.
Welcome back, everyone, to Kezar Stadium in San Francisco in Golden Gate Park. We are just returning from halftime. The Puerto Rico Islanders have a 1-0 lead over the home team California Victory, and we're just getting ready to start the second half. And John, as we were discussing in the first half, we'll see if the change of the ends will prove to be a benefit to the Victory with the wind behind them.
And as you speak, the wind has dropped. I'm looking at the flag right opposite, and there's no wind at all right now. But it'll be back.
It'll be back.
You can be sure of that.
Well played first half, very entertaining, good energy from both teams. Puerto Rico, I believe, had more quality shots on goal. And certainly Needham made a nice score off of a header, off of a free kick.
Yeah, on chances it's a deserved lead from Puerto Rico and an excellent free kick, but a man wide open in the box mustn't happen.
And as we've discussed, typically the Victory is a good second half team, so we'll see if they can generate some scoring ability here. Puerto Rico on the ball. Looks like Delgado taking a dig at it. Wide to Eric Reed's left.
But certainly some bright points in the first half. I think the Randolph looks like a very good addition to this team. Eric Reed as usual. Retiz, an excellent hub of the wheel in the middle.
Victory seemed to lose some of their momentum in that first half toward the end there. It was all Puerto Rico. I'm sure that they had a good conversation with their coach, Glenn Van Stratum. and we'll see if they can get this one goal back. Randolph playing it back to Eric Reed. Back up the middle. Bounced off and going in a circle here. Back to Randolph and Eric Reed again, who's going to clear it out to the middle of the field. Picking out Ricardo Sanchez on the right. Tried to one-touch it.
Good ball by Reed there.
Casillas on the ball, sending it down the sideline to Yuri Morales on the far side. A little bit of a battle there. Ref felt that...
I think that was Bianchi, actually.
Oh, it is Bianchi, you're correct. Hooked...
but good running through the middle there, off the middle rather, down the flank.
Ref called Bianchi for hooking, and now he doesn't like Federico's response to that. He gets a yellow. That'll be the second yellow of the game for the California Victory. Ball bouncing around in the middle of the field there. Randolph got a foot on it, tries to put it back down the field.
Good numbers back there, though, at the back for the Victory. And Randolph again looking very lively.
Eric Reed picks a ball out of the middle there, and quick ball to Retiz in the center, who swings it wide here to Chuck Kim. Found his way all the way back. Over to Tadella. Working with Randolph here on the near side now. He's going to swing it back to the middle, across the back to Schwartz, who's swinging it out wide to the right to Hugo Casillas. So Victory working the ball around the back here. Here it comes out wide again to Chuck Kim. Oh, nice ball across the middle there.
Another inch or two would have been a great ball.
Very nicely done, but Victory couldn't find a head on it, and cleared out by Puerto Rico, but Casillas is stepping in front. Now they're on the run here, Puerto Rico. Cleanly played by Chris Schwartz. Referee didn't even consider that, but well done. Nice defensive play. Tadella here, up the middle to Morales.
For a second there, I thought Chris Schwartz was going to be beaten for pace, but he just got his shoulder in front. So good technique, good defending. Oh.
Kim trying to get around and had that ball cleanly picked.
See again, there were numbers forward there, numbers in the box. Kim could have swung that straight across, but by trying to take the man on and failing, left 4 or 5 people stranded.
Victory gets a call here off of that play. Ricardo Sanchez going up the middle there. Looked like he was being shoved or held a little bit. Referee agrees. Ricardo said, hey, that was a foul, and he got that call that time. We'll see if they take a dig on goal here. The wind is picked up a little bit. You can see the fog rolling across, and we'll see if Ricardo's going to take
wind is now our friend this half, so he's back. Good ball in.
Header from Needham in the middle there, right in front of the goalkeeper. Looks like it's out for a corner for the Victory. So Victory starting to apply a little bit of pressure here.
Good ball in, but it almost looked like the Victory were thinking that ball was going to come wider across to the far post, and it didn't. It went straight through down the middle of the goal. No one reading that. Maybe an in-swinger.
Let's see how the Victory can do on this corner. A little bit too high and a little bit too long. Victory's got possession here on the far side.
Schwartz are turning up on the right wing. Whatever it takes.
It's going to be a throw in here. Bianchi's going to take the throw in for the Victory. Morales plays it back to Kim. He's putting a ball across the middle there. There's Randolph. Thought about taking a dig, but easily defended by Puerto Rico. Casillas over to Kim. Nicely done by Schwartz, playing it back. Going to reset the team, and Reed's going to play it out of the back here. It'll also be very interesting, John, to see how the two teams do on their substitutions in this second half. Both teams are warming up near their goals, and I'm sure we'll see a couple of new faces in the second half.
I'd like to see Louis Aguilar out there. He's been having some good games recently.
There's a strong kick from Saunders. Shows the strength of his foot. Oh, and the ref is going to give Puerto Rico a free kick from about 25 yards out. I'm sure we'll see a strong shot on goal here, but another excellent opportunity for Puerto Rico, very similar to the position that they scored on in the first half here, about the same distance. We'll see a replay of this foul that the ref called. Ball's coming down. Felt that
I think he was held at the back, and that as the ball came away, he was
looked like he had his arm maybe.
Schwartz left his arm draped around him and held him back a bit.
Here's that free kick. Got a head on it. Nicely done by the Victory. Defense is jogging out here, and the ball's going to come all the way back to Puerto Rico. Good hustle by Mike Munoz there to pressure that ball deep. Looks like they're bringing it back, though. It looked like the linesman had his flag up for an offside. I think that caught most people by surprise there, but certainly going the Puerto Rico way. Now we can see the fog starting to roll in with a little more vengeance here. So
there we go, the 12th man.
Welcome to San Francisco. Saunders obviously has a very strong leg because he's even against the wind. He's sending that ball. Puerto Rico had broke through there, but again called for offside to the advantage of the Victory. Quickly played. Schwartz going to bring it up from the back here, swinging out wide to Randolph. Back to Schwartz. He'll play it over to Casillas.
I think I'd also be gratified with a little more compact play from the Victory. As Schwartz had the ball at the back there were at least 5 men 50 yards away. 2 would be enough there. Have 2 or 3 more players coming to him, wanting to receive the ball in the middle. Seems to be a heavy load on Ortiz.
Victory has it at the Puerto Rico end here.
I hope they can stay patient because there's a lot of game left. And the wind
Ortiz
behind you.
Playing it out wide here to...
See, that's better. First time into the box.
Very nice from Kim into the middle to Morales there.
Hard luck.
But no, much nicer ball. Morales able to pick that ball off and couldn't quite turn on it, but kept it in play. And when you get that ball bouncing in front of the goal there, you can certainly get opportunities. Saunders taking the goal kick here. And that one's knocked down at the midfield. A couple of one-touches from the Victory. Couldn't quite get control of that. Randolph showing good speed back to Reed. Clears it over the center line there.
Good chance here.
Pressure on the Victory. Couldn't quite pull it down. Puerto Rico trying balls over the top now. Randolph playing very well.
Very well. It's a good find, Randolph, if it is a find. Very good addition. Offside.
And here's another offside on Puerto Rico. Padella back to Schwartz there in the middle. He's looking for somebody. As you indicate, a lot of space out there between the Victory players.
See, the only one coming back in the middle is Ortiz, which of course he should, but I'd like to see a little more.
There's Casillas on a through ball to Morales, who's
great chance here. No one in the box yet.
Trying to lay it back.
Oh.
Took a dig at the goal, but too strong too high. It would have been nice to see him cut it across the ground to the top of the 18, but
disappointing decision there. He had Sanchez coming through a little late, but coming into the box just as he was letting go of the ball. So
good opportunity. Puerto Rico trying to play it out of the corner. Chuck Kim gets caught for a knee there. Free kick to Puerto Rico. Well, the Victory seems to have turned their energy up more this second half. Seem to have a little better of the possession. Puerto Rico is yet to really string their offense together as they finish the first half. But no real strong opportunities for the Victory, but they're certainly showing some energy. Delgado here is back to Randolph, gets some help to Della. Ooh, a little bit of diving in there, a little bit of physical play. A little bit of physical play here. Team's starting to mix it up a little bit. Referee letting them play, but very competitive.
Although Randolph wasn't involved in that melee, he kind of caused it in a way. He could have moved the ball off much quicker from that situation and chose instead, it seems with some misplaced confidence, to try and do some tricky foot movement and beat the player on the flank in a tight situation.
There's Casillas on the far side swinging it over to Sanchez.
I like his confidence, but sometimes a little more circumspect would be good.
Puerto Rico able to pick that ball off and off on the Victory player, and it'll be a throw in for Puerto Rico.
Fans can't get enough information about your California Victory? Then visit the CaliforniaVictorySoccer.com website. Get all the
And again, the visiting Puerto Rico Islanders would love nothing more to be able to pull 3 points out of this, move themselves up the table. So as the game progresses, you're going to see them probably hunker down a little bit because try and protect that 1-0 goal, but 1-0 advantage. But again, the Victory really needs, they need a goal, they need to get a tie, and they seem to be working hard here. Nice ball, and Schwartz playing very strong defense. Surprising speed for Chris Schwartz, who seems to be a very big player, but again,
no, he's got big man speed. Once you get those wheels rolling, and you can put some pace into it. But
he's hanging very well with Noel, number 11.
Oh,
almost an own goal from Puerto Rico.
There's the wind as your friend.
Defender tried to head it back, which was a nice idea to the goalkeeper, but a little too much pace to that ball.
Yeah,
got around the goalie, and
I'm not sure he meant that, Alan. I think he was caught by the wind.
Oh, you think so? Okay. And that ball just was about a foot wide.
Not a good ball in there.
Chris Schwartz upended in the. Here's we'll see that header, inadvertent header, deep ball from Randolph. Puerto Rico misjudged a little bit, got around the goalie, but fortunately for Puerto Rico, a little wide, but certainly some excitement there. Casillas working the ball down the far sideline.
So they're pushing Schwartz a little more further forward. Oh no, that's Schwartz at the back. Sorry.
I think he's showing some.
They're certainly pushing more bodies more forward as they need to do. Just Randolph and Schwartz are now at the back.
Throw in for the Victory. Deep in the Puerto Rico end here. Not much movement yet. Looks like Munoz playing the ball back. Again off of Puerto Rico. Sanchez will take the throw in. Well, the Victory seems to have gained a little more of their confidence back. Seems like they have a little bit of the momentum back. We're going to see our first substitution of the game. Chuck Kim is sprinting off here. Omar Aguayo in for Chuck Kim on the right side. Omar is a very strong player for the Victory. Has spent part of the middle of the season nursing injuries, but seems to be back up to game condition. So that substitution coming at about the 60th minute. So with 30 minutes left and Puerto Rico still protecting their 1-0 advantage, Omar Aguayo in for Chuck Ken. Throw in from Casillas back to Chris Schwartz, swinging out wide to Randolph. He's going to swing it this way to Aguayo, but Tadella showing some
bad luck. Another good example of this excellent field, probably one of the best fields in San Francisco, but a little slow. You've got to punch that ball through. That was a good example of that ball from Randall.
Tadella showed good speed and good hustle on that one, but just couldn't keep it in. Here's Randolph battling. Oh, Puerto Rico player gets pushed down
and trodden on. I'm sure it was an accident.
Grabbing his back there. Ortiz taking him down.
It's just about the kidney location, doesn't it?
Applying some magic water to the lower back there. And as you can see on the on our monitor here, you can see the fog rolling in across those floodlights there. Puerto Rico player is up and walking to the sideline with his trainer. I think he took a bit of a blow to the back there, but he seems to be fine. Here's a ball. Delgado and Randolph battling for it. Randolph cut the ball back in and had it picked off. Delgado working hard, trying to find some support. Ball still in.
See, again, another not such a good choice from Randolph. He's got a good move there, but not a good place to do it.
Sanchez losing control. Victory still trying to gain possession here and clear it out of their end. Referee letting them play on. Back to Chris Schwartz. He's going to swing it wide to Aguayo. Omar couldn't gain possession of that. Puerto Rico on the run now in the middle.
Omar doesn't seem quite warmed up yet.
Victory letting Puerto Rico run with the ball, but plays it wide, but nobody there to support the right side for Puerto Rico, and that ball rolls out of bounds.
But plenty of people back now for Victory. That's a good sign.
Puerto Rico seems to have lost their rhythm here in the second half, and you have to wonder if some of that may be weather related. These are certainly cool, windy conditions for them, but they haven't quite got the rhythm back that they finished with that first half.
Well, it is quite a transition. They go from the wind at the back to the wind at the front. Suddenly you got some strong guy pushing you back again.
Ball out on Noel. Actually, it was on Randolph, who was defending against Noel. It's been a strong matchup all game. Sanchez has possession, plays it back to Hugo Casillas, swinging it back out to Randolph. He's trying to pick out Yuri Morales, but didn't quite get it to him. Munoz picked that ball off, but both teams still fighting for possession here. Players falling over each other. Ref letting the quick start. Players still on the ground, and now we're
interesting decision by the referee there, letting the play go on, but dealing with the players that are on the field and not dealing with the play that's going.
Sanchez picks up the foul for the Victory right at the edge of the 18. This is a very dangerous position, and let's hope the Victory can make the most of it. The ref pulls out his yellow card against the Puerto Rico player, felt that Casillas had moved around him, headed to goal, and was taken down by the Puerto Rico Islander. Ref was quick to pull his yellow.
Grand opportunity here. Two people on the ball. Very good. Left and right-footed.
We'll see.
Probably should be the right-footed player, I would think. But you've got to get people coming in fast in front of that goalkeeper.
My goodness.
A little disappointing. Great opportunity there.
That ball was completely skied over the goal. That was...
Something on target then would have been deadly.
Josh Tadella just completely mishit that ball. And excellent opportunity. Somewhat wasted. But at least the Victory showing energy, going to goal, trying to make something happen. Again, Saunders with an impressive clearing kick here into the wind. Victory called for the foul. Ortiz on the Islander back here. It's going to be a free kick for the Islanders. We've passed basically the 65th minute here, so we're winding time down. 25 minutes to go in this game, and the Victory desperate to get that equalizing goal. Puerto Rico taking a dig toward the box. Lofty header, no challenge for Eric Reed. He hasn't really been tested this half as he had been the first half. Eric swings the ball out wide to Sanchez, coming back to Eric. He's going to switch the field here over to Randolph on the right side, near side to us. Victory kind of trying to work it out of the back here. Puerto Rico applying good pressure. Ball back to Randolph. Skies a ball to the half.
See, in the end, the ball is skied upfield, which the goalie could have done in the first place. It seems, especially with just the three at the back, it just seems a little too dangerous to start playing the ball along the back. That one extra man makes a difference, even playing the ball across the back. Especially playing the ball across the back.
Fog continues to roll in here. And the temperature continues to drop. Easy ball across the middle there for the Islander goalkeeper Saunders. Saunders going to take his kick. Puts the ball on the ground here. Good ball won by the Victory on the header to Yuri Morales in the middle there. Puerto Rico playing very physical. Here's
ball.
The breakaway. Can the Victory do something with it?
Well defended in the end, but that was an excellent ball and a good read.
Very nicely done. Tadella made an awesome sprint up the middle, got a nice ball, just couldn't gain control. Well defended by Puerto Rico.
I didn't quite see who gave that ball. Probably Ortiz, but very nice through ball.
Puerto Rico called for another foul here in the center circle of the middle of the field. Quickly played by Sanchez, trying to pick off Aguayo here on the right. Morales tried to turn with it, couldn't quite pick his player out. Ball still in play, nicely picked off by Needham. No, they're going to call that ball out of bounds on the far sideline. We're going to get a replay of that last ball there. That was Ortiz, a nice ball. There was Tadella making that break, and looked like he had an inadvertent trip or slip there that shut his momentum down, but Puerto Rico trying to put a ball over the top here. Noel sprinting for it. Ball played back to Eric Reed, who's swinging out wide for Randolph. 1-2 with Aguayo. Puerto Rico trying to shut the ball down on this end, but Victory...
I'm not a big ball advocate, but again there, Reed had a great chance with the wind at his back, with 5 or 6 players still in the opponent's half, just to send that ball back upfield and keep that pressure on. In most cases, I like to see it played out from the back, but time's slipping
there you
by.
Go. We've just crossed the 70-minute mark. Puerto Rico Islanders still protecting a 1-0 lead over the California Victory. Victory have a corner. Sanchez putting a nice ball across the middle. Oh, my goodness. And what an awesome opportunity for the Victory. Ball sort of hanging there in the middle. I believe that's Chris Schwartz down in the box.
Holding his leg. I thought perhaps he's winded, but he was holding his leg then.
Looks like he may have stretched for that. It may be some sort of a strain or pull, but nice. There he's up. We're going to get a replay on that corner. Well played by Sanchez, right into the middle.
Good ball in, people there. Still not attacking that ball aggressively enough for my liking. Kind of watching it drop.
Schwartz felt that he was perhaps being held away from that ball, but an excellent opportunity for the Victory to have put that tying goal in.
I'd like to see a lot more aggression for those plays, Alan. I mean, here's the chance in these conditions too. Those free kicks can be deadly. A lot more aggression, a lot more attack in the ball.
Saunders really skied that ball. If you get that ball too high, it's just not going anywhere on a night like this, and that one went almost straight up. Victory showing good possession here. Ball is out wide to Aguayo. Cuts inside, looking for a ball back from Ortiz, who swings it out wide to Ricardo Sanchez. Puerto Rico steps in, and big ball up the middle. Here's Ortiz chasing it out wide. A little battle on the side there.
Yep, shoulder to shoulder. Well left by the ref.
Ref letting him play. Called against the Victory. It's going to be a throw in for Puerto Rico. Taken by Miranda. He'll take this throw in as well. Certainly Puerto Rico is content to slow down the speed of play here. This is actually number 2, Lyson, that's taking the throw in. Delgado holds off Aguayo. And
seen clearly by all present. Tug back on the shirt.
So Puerto Rico will have a free kick just outside the 18. Two-man wall, and Eric Reed directing traffic there in goal. Excellent opportunity for Puerto Rico. Delgado steps over. Ref calling a trip. Well, looks like the ref is going to give a PK against the Victory. He's calling a yellow. He's now going to confer, I believe, with his sideline ref.
Well, he's certainly given the yellow, but did he give a penalty before that?
We're going to have a replay of that excitement in front of the goal here. Here's the centering kick by Gonzalez.
Well, the guy's down there, but we don't see what happened, why he went down. No, the guy was already down.
I'm not quite sure what the ref was calling there, but
it looks like it looks like he's given the penalty. No, he's not. He's
given a red card to Jose Ortiz. If the Victory were smart, they would just back off from this, because this will not work in their favor to have players
red cards do not get rescinded, they just get repeated.
Chris Schwartz, the team captain, arguing vehemently with the center ref. They're still trying to sort this out here. I don't think the Victory understands who that was called against, why that was called. Jose Ortiz has been red carded. He's leaving the field. The Victory will be playing a man down, but more importantly, Puerto Rico has a PK coming up here and an opportunity to pretty much put this game away.
And on top of that, they've lost their best player. What a player to lose, Ortiz. I don't think that was for the foul. I think it must have been for the mouth afterwards.
Well, Eric Reed is on the line
Eric.
here.
Let's see what you got, Eric.
Oh! Again, Eric Reed comes up huge. Eric Reed has come up huge. Awesome dive. guessed.
He did show us what he's got.
Guessed perfectly.
Excellent, Eric.
And just pushed it wide to the left. Awesome, awesome save by Eric Reed. So the Victory, I hope, will be able to build on that, even though they're playing a man down. But that was a tremendous save from Eric Reed. It's still a 1-0 game. Ref is letting the play go.
On his own,
and here's a breakout on Omar Aguayo.
See again, the wind just took it a few yards too far.
John, we have that replay coming up on the PK here on that outstanding save from Eric Reed. You'll see the shot. He guesses correctly, sort of lower left, and he has it all the way. And
he's
just
well
great
named
reflexes.
on this penalty. Good read. Great speed. Excellent.
Just an awesome, awesome save from the Victory goalkeeper here. Victory still in the game. We've just hit the 77th minute mark. We've got about 13 minutes left in this game, 15 I'm sure at least with stoppage.
Oh, it's a good ball in.
Nice ball in. Victory looking to try and get the equalizer. They've got more than their work cut out for them, because now with the red card to Jose Ortiz, they're playing a man down to Puerto Rico.
It seems like it's energized them, man. They're playing a lot sharper.
Puerto Rico, nice breakaway
there's
here.
a bigger hole at the back.
Oh, well done. Great transition by Puerto Rico. Good speed from Noel, but fortunately for the Victory, the ball shot wide to the left because he had a breakaway. Eric was sort of caught out in the middle, but again, the Victory has luck on their side, and it's still 1-0. And here's that shot on goal, and just wide to the right. Puerto Rico with an excellent opportunity. Ricardo Sanchez trying to break away on the far side there, mixes it up a little bit. Called a Puerto Rico throw-in. Crowd is not particularly happy and expressing that to the ref. Can the Victory maintain their composure, because playing a man down, they really do need to get their heads about them
and maintain this energy. It seems to have energized them, that whole incident, so let's hope they can keep this up for the last 12-15 minutes.
Throw in from Puerto Rico. Victory's got possession here. Now. Ball's coming out wide to Aguayo. He puts it back, nice ball back across the field to Sanchez. Oh. Ricardo trying to touch that ball off, but touch let him down. Ball out on the Victory. It'll be a throw in for Puerto Rico at the middle of the field. Needham throwing the ball in.
A little disappointed Sanchez on that side. I'd like to see a little more delivery from that side. Balls into the box.
Casillas, nice turn. And here's Victory player streaking through.
Good play.
There's Munoz playing it out wide now to Randolph. Victory show a good possession. Aguayo takes the turn, looking for some support. Plays it back to the middle to Munoz. Cutting it over to Hugo Casillas here. Back up the middle, 1-2 with Hugo. Victory looking
good sharp
good
movement from the Victory
here.
at the moment. Keep this going.
Morales loses it. Shoulder there from Hugo Casillas right in front of the ref, who's not going to let it go.
Fog swirling in there in all its glory across the lights. It's like a horror movie.
Yes, it's been one of our foggier and more windier nights.
London in the old days.
Again, quite specific to Kezar Stadium and Golden Gate Park here in San Francisco. Nicely played by Puerto Rico. They're inside the box. They're lining it up. And the Victory catches a major break there because Puerto Rico had worked the ball very nicely. Set it up inside the box. Strong shot by the Islanders, but over the goal. and the Victory easily could have been down 2-0 on that play.
Again, and enough men back there for the Victory, but still a guy unmarked.
Eric Reed, a little hesitation there.
Send it, Eric. That's it.
But as you've indicated, John, when he puts his foot into it, that ball will catch the wind. Puerto Rico called for a foul in the middle of the field. The Victory going to have an opportunity here from about 40 yards out.
These plays are so important now. With 10 men, only 9 minutes left, with the wind behind your back.
I would say more
Make
like
the most of these free kicks. Here's got to watch for the offside here, but if this is straight down the pipe, someone's got to get in front of that goalie. Even if he doesn't get a touch on it, he's going to distract him.
Ricardo Sanchez lining it up. And that'll be a corner kick off of the Puerto Rico Islanders. So the Victory continuing to apply pressure, but until they get that equalizer. And we've
quick one.
Past the 82nd minute here, so we're into the last 8 minutes of the game.
Yeah, good position here for Sanchez. Let's get one of his better ones, please.
With his left foot.
Not going to happen.
Didn't get height on that one, but fortunately for the Victory off on Puerto Rico, he'll get a second chance at that. So he needs to get some height on that ball.
Come on, Mr. Sanchez. This is the time. Good ball in.
That's a better ball right across the middle. Sounders made a nice play on it as goalkeeper sort of punched that one out. It's coming out to the Victory. They're unable to maintain possession. Chris Schwartz.
Little vicious there from Casillas. 45-yard shot.
Quite physical. Ref called the foul. Didn't call the card. Puerto Rico went down hard on that play. Saunders will tee it up here, taking his time. Clock ticking away. Victory still playing with energy, a man down. There's a nice driven ball from the goalie. Puerto Rico has possession, playing it out wide. Nice ball cut across the middle, but Randolph stepped in front and was able to clear that ball. Here's a ball over the top. Randolph gets his head on it. So Puerto Rico showing more energy now. They since there's only 10 minutes or less left in this game, they are up 1-0. They've got a man advantage, and now they're starting to assume more of the momentum.
Certainly a lot more pep in the play now of the Victory. Not that they didn't have pep before, but it's certainly picked up since that incident. One could only wonder why it wasn't there throughout the game at this level, at this pace.
Puerto Rico looks like they're poised to make a substitution here.
Probably in these conditions, a little more urgency and a little less touch might not be too bad.
The Victory with the throw-in on the far side. Sanchez throws it in over to Randolph. He's switching it. Here's Aguayo, one touching to Yuri Morales, trying to make the turn. Bianchi couldn't quite catch up to it, but they've got the ball pinned in into the Puerto Rico end. Off on Yuri Morales. Puerto Rico's going to have the throw in here and deep in their territory.
No.
Looks like both teams have subs lined up. So we've got two subs coming in at the midfield here.
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
Dominic Jakubik has come in for Michael Munoz. Dominic, quite the character for the Victory. He's actually the backup goalie to Eric Reed, and Dominic is in his own right a very good goalie, but he's also quite an accomplished field player and Coach Van Stratum likes to bring in Dominic, and he brings energy and he brings pace. So
well, now there's a good, useful utility player.
I think
good
that
field and goalkeeper.
I think the Victory may be the only team in the USL First Division who utilizes their backup goalie in the field, and I believe this is about the second or third game that Jakubik has come in that position. So we'll see what he can do and what kind of energy he can
see
bring.
What he brings.
But Michael Munoz had a very good game. Dominic comes in the last 5 minutes of the game. Randolph called for...
that's an unfortunate call again. Randolph got his leg around the ball come off his foot into the face of the player, and he's called for a foul. It happens.
Puerto Rico here in control with 5 minutes to go. Victory desperate to try and get that equalizer. Referee letting them play on. No, I take that back. That was a penalty on Puerto Rico. Free kick for the Victory. Chris Swartz going to take the kick. Another substitution coming in for the Islanders.
This is usually tactical at this point, just waste a few more seconds. Referees are supposed to add 30 seconds for each substitution, but
we have a replay coming up of that last foul against the Victory. Sort of the foot to the face there.
So
Randolph.
You see that the ball hits him in the face, not the foot.
Back to the live action here. Victory pressing. Puerto Rico player ran up the back. It looks like up the back of Ricardo Sanchez here. I hope they put a nice ball into the middle. Victory running out of opportunities.
And two individual there from Ortiz. The idea is lay the ball off and get it into the box. Route one is the way to go right now. With only 3 minutes left and the wind behind you and 10 men.
Driven ball, but not enough height. Knocked out. Victory trying to maintain possession. Puerto Rico fighting to win that ball, keep it in play.
Oh,
Nicely done on the far sideline. Puerto Rico trying to catch the Victory on the transition, but off on Puerto Rico. So Puerto Rico doing a very good job of defending and transitioning, and
the boys a little lax there.
Trying to catch the Victory off guard, but throw in. Schwartz swings it across the field, back wide around the back here to Randolph. He's going to try and put a ball over the top. There's Jakubik, but again, the wind gets behind that one, and it took off. Ball in the middle of the field here, being contested. Puerto Rico in possession, dropping it back. Just trying to keep the ball out of their end here. Throw into the Victory. Nicely possessed here by the Victory. Trying to put one more. There's a ball across the middle from Sanchez, but Randolph picks it off here. Aguayo trying to put it across. Pressure from the Victory. In the box.
Linesman was lenient there. That could have been a foul in the back of the
ball out of bounds.
player.
There's Bianchi. Back to Aguayo. They're going to call the ball out on the Victory here. It's going to be a throw-in for Puerto Rico. Well, we've just ended 90 minutes of regulation time. The referee has added on 3 minutes. So the Victory needs a miracle in overtime and stoppage time here. One touch by Sanchez, didn't go anywhere.
Surprised we didn't see Fitzgerald tonight. Maybe a little. Oh, there was pull in there. Unseen by the ref. Surprised we didn't see Fitzgerald tonight. Looking very lively lately.
The Victory's really only had, the two subs? Aguayo and Jakubik. And again, playing a man down due to a red card to Jose Ortiz. Big ball in from Schwartz.
Goalie handles it very comfortably.
Saunders very assertive, steps up. Being somewhat annoyed by Ricardo Sanchez, who's going to be given a yellow.
Strange decision there by Sanchez. We need the time. Don't hold the goalie up. Let him be called for delay of game rather than delaying him.
Plus just...
and then he gets a card to boot.
Eating into the stoppage time here. So a yellow on Ricardo Sanchez, obstructing the goalie there. We're probably into our final minute here of play. Nice low driven ball by Saunders.
I think there's 3 minutes over, but I don't know how much of that has gone.
Nice step over by Randolph and a good turn, and he's putting the ball to the middle here. See what Jakubik can do. Needham plays it back to the goalie. Missed kick, and you can see that ball actually...
Lucky he kicked that to the side, otherwise we'd be right back in the goal, right back in the net.
Oh, that ball actually went in the opposite direction. Once it got into the air, the wind...
Now there's our friend the wind, right there. Good shot.
Victory running out of opportunities here. They need something, some sort of shot on goal. Puerto Rico just packing it in on defense now, just trying to keep the
time
victory
to
out.
him. Send it.
There's a driven ball from the Victory.
Good ball in again. Not very aggressive for these high balls though. Even there, the guy was jumping up in the air, but not leaning over into the ball.
Saunders goes down as a goalie for that ball. Strong possession. Nice clearing kick for him. Header by Schwartz. Puerto Rico. Delgado here in the middle. Nice distribution out. Puerto Rico going to try and work this ball. They're in the Victory end. Oh,
yeah.
Again, bit of a foolish foul just outside the box late in the game here.
They're battling hard, but playing into the hands of the opponent.
Not only giving
time wasted, free kick right in a dangerous area.
Puerto Rico an excellent opportunity, losing time off the clock while they set this free kick up. Puerto Rico going to take the ball into the corner.
And
another foul.
Well, that's the end of the game.
And the ref has signaled the end of the game here. Kezar Stadium, San Francisco in Golden Gate Park. Puerto Rico comes away with the victory. They have won this game 1-0 over the California Victory. And those 3 points will definitely move Puerto Rico up the table here. Based on other results in the league, this will certainly put them into the top 5 in the league. So excellent result for Puerto Rico on the road. Certainly disappointment for the California Victory because they had been riding a nice string of 4 games where they had a win, 2 ties, and a most recent win in Minnesota. So I think they were very confident coming in. But certainly the elements were a factor tonight, and lots of energy and athleticism out there on the field. Both teams had opportunities. The referee let the physical game play, and very entertaining game. So we hope all of you had enjoyed
Once again,
this.
a very narrow loss for the Victory, but for similar reasons as I've seen in previous weeks. Just not enough composure and enough aggression at either end of the field. Good play through the middle, good possession at times.
And unfortunately, what has become somewhat characteristic of the Victory, going a man down late in the game when you're trying to pull that equalizing goal is always a disadvantage. So we would like to thank all of our fans out there for joining us here this evening from Kezar Stadium. We hope you've enjoyed your evening on USL Live, and we look forward to having you again here in San Francisco. Again, the Puerto Rico Islanders have come into Kezar Stadium and have defeated the California Victory this evening 1-0.